Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Zero Network, and we have a wonderful video for you today. We have 20 minutes of combat and laughs of South Park, The Fractured Butthole. I am Dan Webb. I'm joined by Mr. Richard Walker.
Hello.
We're going to see 20 minutes now of like bits of everything of our recent 3 or 4 hour hands-on of South Park, The Fractured Butthole. We started with a tiny little bit of character creator because there isn't, I mean, there's loads of options, but it's South Park options, right? So we've got the hair, it's a little bit like Kyle's under his hat, which is the difficulty, which is the colour of our skin. But in a minute,
little statement there.
It is, and the whole game's full of these.
Yeah.
Cartman says something.
This doesn't affect combat, just every other aspect of your whole life.
Which is brilliant. So it's not really difficulty. It's just, I'd love to see how that plays out in the game.
Right, in order to play superheroes, you have to have a superhero persona.
So
then
we've got, this is the backstory, and we're going to jump around 20 minutes. So, like, we don't say anything.
You're not even on Instagram, huh? Well, I guess I can create one for you. Fucking unbelievable.
So Instagram is the how we create our character, and this is what we can choose. We can choose a blaster, a speedster, and a brutalist.
So far they've only shown the speedster, so brutalist and blaster are new to me, and you can also combine classes, can't you?
We can't show that.
Oh, okay.
But it happens later on.
Right.
I think we can talk about it. We just can't show the footage.
Oh, you must be able to talk about it.
Yeah. So later on, we added magic into it. So we were a blaster who did ice attacks and stuff.
We need to find out what terrible thing in your past drives you. You see, douche, all superheroes have a compelling backstory. It's from that backstory that their powers gain meaning. Let's take you back to when you were just a child.
I fuck around at this bit as well, just to see what happens.
You lay awake that night. Like so many other nights, you couldn't sleep because you knew you weren't like the other kids. You walked to the mirror.
So I did the opposite of walk into the mirror.
Just to see what Cartman would say.
You walked to the mirror. Over there, the mirror.
So I'm just trolling him a little bit, it's great.
Just walk up. No, not there. God damn it.
If there's not an achievement for...
Right, there wasn't, because all the trophies and everything was in it.
Oh,
so,
yeah. It's not. Oh, what a shame.
It's great, and then eventually I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to the mirror now.
You looked in the mirror and you felt alone. And that's when it happened. A loud noise. You swore you could hear your mother calling for help. You left your room. Out in the hallway, you saw 2 intruders in front of your parents' door. You had to stop them from hurting your parents. You knew you had the power to stop them, so for the first time you called upon your blaster powers. As a blazing blaster hero, you began to overheat as the fire in your belly ignited. You wasted no time delivering sick burns into the villains before you.
So it's got this grid-based combat system now.
Yeah, this is no combat system, and it took me a while just to kind of get to grips with it, because like if you look in the bottom left, it took me a while to notice this. And underneath each one, L1, X, triangle, and circle, you have like a pattern of how the skills go, how many squares they go, what kind of range they have. And then I just didn't even know that you had to press stuff. But that was in the last game as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. The intruders realized what they
basically, he's burnt now. But like, there's loads of different things you can do, like knockbacks and stuff.
Didn't your mom tell you not to play with fire?
So the video is a combination of combat getting progressively harder and more complex.
Yeah.
And
left us no choice, kid.
The funny moments. So we'll tend not to talk through the funny moments for the most part.
There was an X prompt that popped up when he went to hit you then. Can you
sort
of counter?
So if you hit it, your bar at the top goes up quicker.
Okay.
And your bar at the top is your meter, your L1 meter.
Nice.
And it's got this cool knockback combo. So you can knock people back in a row, and then they take more damage and they cause damage to the person behind them.
Right. That's cool.
So, yeah. So I didn't know about this at the time.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really introduce you to it. I was like, why is it this next? And then I keep forgetting about it, because usually when I press my gun, I sit back and I enjoy it.
Yeah, of course.
And I just kind of soak it up. And then this is a row move.
Nice.
Range.
Combat looks like it's really come on, right?
Like, as you see in a bit, like, this is basic.
Yeah.
And there's 3 of them and 1 of me. But when there's 4 of me and 4 of them, or 6 of them, then it starts to become, because you can't, like, if I wanted to go to the square behind him, I'd have to go round him, and I can only move a certain amount of squares and distance. So, this is the ultimate. So I managed to catch a couple of different ultimates.
Nice.
Because it wasn't very often that I filled my ultimate
Yeah.
bar. And then, yeah, which is amazing.
Nice.
And so you beat them. All seemed to be okay. But then you finally reached your parents' door. And what you saw when you opened that door changed your life forever and led you to fighting crime. You were too late. Because when you opened that door, you saw your dad fuck your mom.
So yeah, that's his backstory and that's his motivation.
Wow, that's a pretty heavy backstory. You fight crime because you never forgot the night you weren't in time. And you saw your own father, the man you trusted, fuck your mom. It's like a ripple in time you can't ever change, isn't it? Alright, now that you're a superhero, I have a mission for you. I need you to go out into town and try to get as many followers as you can on Instagram. It's the only way our franchise will survive.
So yeah, we skip massively ahead. At this point, my outfit has changed. We have a mask on. We have a bra on our head.
Because why not?
Yeah, and we're going to Raisins to recruit Mosquito.
Hi, welcome to Raisins. Just one of you today?
I love this whole thing.
Here, cutie. So you want the buffalo bombs to the lava sauce? You boys sure like it hot.
So you can get R1. You can get selfies with people.
Oh, okay, that's
and
cool.
you get selfies with people. And they follow you on Instagram.
Right.
And that is one of the kind of the RPG mechanics. That it opens up more missions and it opens up a bit of everything. So
one of our Raisins girls will be right with you.
So
Isn't he just the
Mosquito
cutest
with his
thing?
bitches.
He sure can't eat a lot of wings.
Yeah, so then I flew into the sky and I beat up all the bad guys.
Wow, I didn't know mosquitoes could be so tough.
Yeah, well, ever heard of the Zika virus?
Another plate of wings, cutie?
Sure, just put them on my tab.
Big spender.
So yeah, we gotta recruit him.
Hey,
So
beat it, kid. These are my women's. What superhero are you? Wait. Oh my god, the mission. My fellow superheroes. I've completely forgotten. Back away, temptresses. Mosquito knows what you were trying to do.
What are you talking about, kid?
The Raisins girls are Mosquito's kryptonite. You gotta get me out of here.
Well, okay then, here's your bill.
I think not. You tried to charm me. I will not pay this bill.
You have to leave a tip, asswipe.
They aren't going to let us go without a fight, kid. Let's do this.
So yeah, now we're fighting the Raisin Girls, and you'll see it a lot more complex. We've got 4 characters. Again, so you can change your lineups as well once you've got more. You've got your order in the bottom right corner. I skipped forward a bit because it took a while with everybody moving around and getting into position. I actually do that quite a lot just to cut out, because like these battles, I think this battle went on for about 10-15 minutes.
Right.
And because we could only put up 20 minutes of footage.
Yeah.
I wanted to condense it down into the.
So how did Jimmy get involved here?
We recruited him.
Oh, okay.
So,
right.
but we couldn't show us recruiting half the characters.
Right.
Like the what we couldn't capture and show was their list was just ridiculous.
Right.
So half of the really good stuff we couldn't show.
Right.
So we couldn't show us recruiting Jimmy or Super Clyde or so. Yeah. We're basically like a massive chunk of the game we've skipped, and we're back here. But see this, like if Clyde, for instance, wanted to get to buy Jimmy, he couldn't,
Right.
because there's somebody in the way. Actually, I think he can go past friendlies, but not oppositions.
Oh, it's Craig. I thought it was Craig.
Yeah, Super Craig,
Right. Yeah.
because it's the worst fucking superhero ever.
Super Craig.
But like, yeah, so you could basically get 3 of your guys and have one at the back casting spells and stuff,
Right.
And use them to block. But obviously with the knockbacks as well, they can push people back, push people into them. So there's loads of different kind of different ways you can do it, and then you can switch positions with certain moves and stuff like that. And do I use Jimmy's move where he can transport somebody out of danger, heal him, and then take his position?
Yeah.
So he's almost kind of like the protector of the group.
Right.
But it can be quite complex with the squares you can move. So if you look at in the bottom now, like say the circle one, or let's take the triangle one.
Yeah.
It misses a certain amount of squares and gets other ones, and the damage hit has to be in one.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna heal. Yeah. So I heal him and move him out of danger,
Yeah.
and kind of put him in danger because he's
That's
got
cool.
loads of health.
Yeah.
So look, I'm in this awkward position now where I can't do anything.
Can you not occupy the same square as another character?
No.
Then? Ah.
So, but I mean, it's all part of the strategy of the whole
Yeah.
thing. So it blocked.
Damn.
Like, actually, you can't go past friendlies, as proved there.
Yeah.
So I have no abilities here. Actually, I do, because I've got one that does a row.
Right.
So, and then I can knock her.
Into Jimmy.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, nice.
Yeah, and then Jimmy can do his thing.
God, there's a lot to think about then.
Yeah, for sure. I actually found it really easy, but I think it's because I've played a lot of like turn-based strategy games.
Yeah.
So I'm used to this kind of thing. I found the first South Park really easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that this one, that I can actually make it harder.
This
And
seems
that
a
the
little bit more
difficulty
challenging.
actually changes the gameplay.
Right.
I don't know, because it just said it doesn't change gameplay.
Yeah.
Right. Oh shit! Yeah, here you go.
Brilliant.
I wanted to order a lemonade, but I guess it's too late.
So you get an ultimate as a team,
Right.
but you can use it in any character. So
Right.
each one's got different ultimates.
That's cool.
So you've seen my fart one.
Yeah.
That was that was Craig's, wasn't it? That was Craig's hamster on fire.
Yeah.
Now this is where it
Well,
becomes
hello, new
really
child.
South Park for me.
I haven't
Right.
seen you before, but you come at a crucial time. South Park is sliding into moral decline. Someone's stealing our cats. They're TPing houses.
That's the whole thing, that we're
Okay,
superheroes
maybe it's
to
not full
get
on
the
Armageddon
cats
yet, but
Right.
we
and
do
get the
need a
reward.
hero.
Okay.
Not to make the hard sell, but do you see yourself as a good person?
This is brilliant. I love
I
this.
can understand the confusion, but there comes a time when we need to choose our path.
And
Will you find Jesus
it's
and take the
fucking-
righteous path?
It's,
Or maybe you'll walk
it could be
the middle
seen as
way.
very topical.
Let's
Yeah.
not talk about
Very,
the third alternative. I'm
controversial.
hoping you're
Right,
part of
okay.
the solution, not the problem. Take the first step, my child, by entering this meditative chamber, which will allow you to confront your deepest fears. Face your fears, new child. Face your fears.
Your dad fucked your mom.
You afraid of the dark? Snakes? The color blue?
And random aliens.
Oh, hey, I'm in your imagination. Just a friendly Catholic priest who would like to get to know you.
I can see where this is going.
Yeah, that's right. I'm totally in your imagination, too. About to give you a shoulder rub. Ever imagine you'd feel something like this?
Let me adjust the lighting in here a bit so we can get some visuals with that.
Listen to the music as well.
Oh my god. Wow.
I guess this one likes it rough.
So I
No
skipped through
complaints
this a
here.
bit as well, because this is a really different boss. This is a really different battle.
Wow, they've really not pulled their punches at all here,
No,
have they?
they have not. So at this point, they make their move that doesn't cause any damage, but then tells you where their next move. It almost telegraphs
Yeah,
their
yeah.
next move. So he's going to run along that line now.
Right, I see.
Come out, wherever you are.
Self-flagellation.
Flagellation,
right,
yeah.
nice.
So he does the same. He'll get there, and the next move. So the first few goes of this was me getting into a position where I could actually do something. I couldn't do anything for quite. It must have been like 5 minutes. I was
Right.
moving around, and then I had to get them in certain places. But I kept it in just to show it a little bit, and I think it's fucking hilarious, and the dialogue as well.
Yeah.
And then I missed that,
Oh, I guess you want to do it the hard way.
but it's great.
I've got God's love.
Oh, shit.
Who am I gonna give it to?
Oh, well, no, but that's next go.
Oh, okay.
And then
And he
my
smacked
burn
himself
ability.
anyway. Right, yeah.
So I burned them with early on,
Gotcha.
and you get different costumes and stuff, and
Ah.
God damn it! I can't put a child in a dark room for 2 minutes without you bastards showing up. We're definitely going to hell now. Get out of here!
That's not what the Queen Spider says.
I'll go say 10 mil Harry's.
male Harry's.
Well, gosh, I feel just awful about all that. Tell you what, a rabbi friend gave me this macaroni picture. In times of trouble and tribulation, use it to call upon the prophet Moses.
So-
good luck on your spiritual journey.
It's
Nice.
great.
That's a summon you've just got.
It is
now,
a
then.
summon.
Brilliant.
But so here it is. I'm going to show it straight. I cut to it straight away.
Right.
Just because, and then I do the Jimmy ult. So and then we go back to the where we were. But
Right.
yeah, this is
Meanwhile, at the
What is
Hall
this?
of Super Best Friends.
Let all debts be forgiven and all slaves free. Mwah.
It's so good. But yeah, it heals me. I'm all good. And then this is Jimmy's
ultimate
ult, which is basically the Flash. So yeah, but then we skip ahead to some more of the comedy aspect.
You're the new kid,
I didn't
right?
realise that was your character now.
Great. Thanks for coming.
Wow,
Have a
Yeah.
seat.
A bit different.
Those are the outfit that I got from beating the
The priest.
yeah.
Nice.
As your counselor, you can talk to me about anything, okay?
This is where you
I
choose your
understand you
gender.
wanna talk
Oh,
about
okay.
sex.
So it makes a
Okay, see, I'm highly
commentary
trained
on
in,
the whole gender
sex
issue.
issues,
Okay.
okay, and you don't have to be afraid. Okay, new kid, it's really simple. When you want to talk about your sex, you can start by simply saying, you know, I'm a boy or a girl or other.
So you choose whether you're a male, female, or other here.
Right.
Okay, anytime.
What did you go for?
I went for male.
Boy,
Okay.
exactly,
I just
you
kept
got
it.
I wondered what
Now,
other
new
would
kid,
be.
this might
Well,
get confusing, but
Other
listen
is like
close, okay?
transgender and
If
stuff.
you were
Right,
born
yeah.
a boy, that's called being
Okay.
a cisgender
But
boy,
actually,
okay,
I
or
think it
cis
is
for
because
short.
now it asks
Well,
this.
You might have transitioned into being a boy. You see what I mean? If you were not born a boy, but now identify as one, well, that's called being transgendered, okay, or trans for short.
So I don't know what other
So,
would
do you
be.
Yeah,
identify
maybe it
as
would
being
be.
cisgendered
Dunno.
or transgendered?
So now it asks whether you're cisgender or transgender. So I just went normal
Yeah. Straight
Okay,
normal.
can you just
because I know
Who's to say what's
everybody
normal,
else.
though, Dan?
Well,
take a
just
second.
for me,
Right.
for me.
Sure.
Hello, this is Mr. Mackey, the school counselor. Yes, hi. I have your child here in my office, and well, he's just let me know that he's cisgender. That means he identifies with the sex he was assigned at birth. Oh, you knew that? Okay. Well, no, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you knew he had other options. You know, you don't always have to go with the first hand you're dealt. Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great to know.
How far is
I
this
think
into
I
the
can
game,
really
then?
Maybe be of help from here on out.
Probably
Thank you very much.
45
Okay,
minutes to an hour
bye-bye
in,
now.
I reckon.
Right.
I did piss around a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad we had this talk. As a cisgendered male myself, I know how hard it can be out there for a boy who chooses to love someone of the opposite sex. Just remember, love is love, even if you're a guy who happens to like titties.
It's amazing, amazing. But yeah, so Alice,
careful,
video game,
okay?
obviously,
There's a lot of people out there who
she
don't
went
accept
for
you for what you are,
transgender
and then
something.
you're gonna have
Okay.
to deal with them. Okay?
And
So,
the
but
exact
come see me
same thing
anytime.
pans out. The exact
Right,
same way,
right,
just
right.
skipping the words.
Sure.
Which is a great bit of.
If it ain't a cisgendered boy. We don't take kindly to your types around here.
Let's welcome this thing to our town.
So we fight the rednecks. But even if you put transgendered,
Yeah.
it's exactly the same. It's great.
I think it's almost funnier.
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
the whole
yeah.
point. That like they're saying that
Freeman's
whatever.
Tacos.
Yeah.
If there's anything I can interest you in,
And there's
well,
Gordon
you
Freeman.
just let me know.
Morgan Freeman. So this is just the crafting thing, and we're coming right to the end of the video. So, but yeah, we got a bit of combat in there. We got a bit of the funnies in there. We got a bit of crafting in there. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny. The combat is miles better than Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
I found it funny. I don't know whether I found it funnier.
Right.
But I was laughing all the way through it, and it was great. And
Yeah.
it was one of those games that just makes you smile
It does
constantly.
look good. It does look very good.
But yeah, a lot of time for it. I'm really excited. When's it out? It's
October. I can't remember the
I
exact
think
date.
it's late October. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's mid-October. I don't know.
October.
But yeah, like, and then you can get a selfie with him after and
Whatever
stuff.
you like.
Here you go.
Go
I love
ahead.
this.
See what happens if you combine a burrito and an enchilada.
What'd you get?
Here you go.
Congratulations, new kid. With an enchilada and a burrito, you've crafted an enchilada.
An enchilada.
Brilliant.
But folks, that is South Park, the Fractured Butthole. Thank you very much for joining us. Absolute pleasure. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Cheers, folks. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.